Everything to try and drag your team over the line, but in the end, as you stand here now, does it feel like just not enough?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the first half, some beautiful bits of play, just didn't have that clinical cutting edge. And then second half, we've done things that we've not done all season. You know, we was very naive in the last 10 minutes and could have easily have handed the game to Man United because, you know, they have got that individual quality and threat. And like I said, we've done things that we haven't done all season, and it was a bit of stupidity from us. But look, to get back in the game, to score and to keep pushing, you know, we had another chance with Martin at the end. It was a real end-to-end game, and it's probably a fair point in the end.
So first half, for kind of 2/3 of the pitch, completely dominant. Yeah. Where was that cutting edge? Is it explained by the absence of Martinelli for kind of most of the game? Saka, Havertz, Jesus?
Well, look, I think we scored 7 midweek, and that wasn't any luck. You know, PSV had not lost at home for 2.5 years, and we was full throttle. And today, we tried with the same intention, same threat. But Man United, credit to them, they sat in a low block and defended well. And sometimes it takes, you know, a full 90 minutes to break down that low block. And, you know, we only managed to get one. We did have a couple of other half chances, but it just wasn't enough creativity today to get us over the line. So, like I said, I think in the end that's probably a fair point because there wasn't much in the game.
Yeah. Your view on the United goal? A little bit of chat in our studio about the gap from the ball to the wall.
Yeah, I've not seen the goal back. It felt like a couple of us jumped and some of us didn't. But I've actually not seen it back. It felt like the ball flew over us quite a low height. So probably from the Wolves' perspective, could have done a lot better. I've not seen it back yet, so I'm going to look.
But no sense for you that that you felt quite far back, and it gave Bruno the room to get it.
That's why Anthony said that it did feel far back, because even on our free kick, when Martin took it, they felt far back as well. It seemed more far back than usual, but you know, Anthony's the ref. He makes that decision, and yeah, like I said, I've not seen it back yet, so I can't comment on that.
Fair enough. Look, we've seen you in recent weeks actually getting into the box a lot, producing a lot of threat. Yeah. Talk us through your goal. It's a lovely strike.
Yeah, I was happy. I think that me and the man...
You looked happy, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of banter, you know, football banter between me and the fans. But look, it's an area that I want to keep, you know, getting in. In more recent weeks, I've been making more runs. You know, I've had way more energy about making them off-ball runs, and the ball's been dropping to me a lot more. I've been creating a lot more chances, and you know, to get the goal today was a real nice feeling. But I need to keep adding goals, and you know, that's what the manager wants to play me number 8 for, to create, assist, score goals, and I want to keep doing that. So yeah, it was a good goal.
So lovely goal. Were you almost as happy with that challenge on Højlund towards the end? Has that got a little fist pump as well?
Yeah, I think that's just as big for me as scoring the goal. That's that defensive mentality in my head as well. That obviously I just reacted. If I would have reacted a second later, Højlund puts that probably in the back of the net, and it was just that quick reaction in my brain, and he showed me a little bit of the ball, and obviously with the long legs managed to get round it, but could have been a penalty and potential red. So it's one of them where it's a 50-50, but I had to, you know, try and put my foot in for the team, and lucky enough I made the tackle.
What were those things that you started doing as a team, those last 10 minutes that you haven't done all season?
Just trying to second balls, was trying to flick balls when the ball was dropping, losing our runners, trying to play out from the back with patterns that we never do, and playing Man United, you know, into their press perfectly. And see the chance at the end with Bruno and David making 2 amazing saves. That's where I speak about that naivety of the last 10 minutes. It could have easily have gone in their favour, because other than that, them last 10 minutes, obviously plus Bruno's goal, I didn't see him creating a lot, but it was down to us, and we could have thrown the game away then.
And last question, 15 points now to Liverpool. I know you won't give up, it's not in your DNA, but it's too much, isn't it?
Look, like the manager said, we'll keep going, we'll keep giving everything we've got until the end of the season. Yeah, obviously Liverpool have been amazing all year, you know, credit to them, but it's not over yet. You know, we need to keep pushing. We're Arsenal, we've been hit hard by injuries, we've adapted the best we can, and you know, we still believe in ourselves, believe in everyone, and yeah, we've just got to keep playing the games, and still a lot to play for this year. So yeah, just keep pushing and have the right mindset, and I'm sure we'll be all right.
Thank you for coming out.
Lead at the top, and as we mentioned earlier on, Liverpool now just need a maximum of 16 points in their remaining 9 games to win the title. And Mikel said he's not going to give up, and rightly so, but yeah. You said today this was a game they needed to win.
Yeah, we did need to win, and when we don't win a game like this, and obviously with our goalkeeper making some extraordinary saves, you know, the question is always forwards, and we are lacking. We're lacking forwards, because I think that when you look at the possession in the first half and the chances created, with a forward in there who's in there for that particular reason, to try and get on the end of things, That's where you miss it. You've got people continuing trying to arrive. You're trying to hold it up for people to make runs. You want someone in there so you could just put it in there and they can finish. And I think that is probably, in the end, will probably cost us not having that person in there to take those chances, to make it a more comfortable game for us.
I mean, we were just saying to Wright there, Wanyeri's 17, been amazing since he's come to the side. Had a bit of a down day today. It happens when you're a young kid. But they shouldn't be relying on him to be the star at Old Trafford. They've got a central midfield player playing up front. I know they've got injuries, but if you're second and you're chasing to win the league, you need more options than that. And that's why I said, in a way, I actually think they've overachieved in many ways, because this group of players has done amazing. But I still think they need two difference makers to take you from here to take the next step. If you look at what you're competing against, you look at, the Haalands and the Salahs, they need a guy like that. If they get it, they could win everything. Yeah. I really believe that.
Did you share that opinion at the end of last season?
Yeah, everybody did. All the Arsenal fans.
Everybody's thinking it was going to happen in respect of who you're going to get, because that's what we need now. We got so close twice. Looks like we're going to probably get close again this season. You think you just need that piece and then the people to stay fit, and you're probably going to challenge them. I think that we'll be a lot closer to Liverpool with that striker who could take those chances in those moments where Arsenal needed, like we needed today in the first half.
Look what Liverpool has. Look at all the different options. You've got Mo Salah, Jota,
Gakpo,
Diaz.
The six of them. Whereas I think if Saka's out, which he's been absolutely amazing for them, if he's out, is Martinelli going to get the goals? Yeah, I know. A couple of seasons ago he got
15.
You got 15. That's great. But again, those goals have dried up. Havertz is a great player, but he's not a number 9. So you're relying on people to do something that's not their expertise. Just go get an Osimhen or somebody. Go get somebody that it's his job to score goals. You got everything else. Great goalkeeper, best defence in the league. Midfield is absolutely fantastic. Just need another one in there with Declan and Ødegaard. But go get a striker and a centre mid. You can go win everything. The money's coming in. They're selling the Smith Rowes and those types of players. They must have the money.
Was very, very low, wasn't it, in the summer? So.
Yeah, it was. That's why, again, you could go back to January and say something should have been done to strengthen. I don't know who they could have got, but that's not the job is to try and find somebody, and it didn't happen. And I just feel like it's just something missing. Options up front, and we needed that even before
Mikel Arteta in that sense. Do you feel for Mikel Arteta?
I've said on here, I don't think that he's been backed very well by the people upstairs, especially like I mentioned it twice now that we've finished second. What more do you need? He's turned the club totally around, getting the fans on board, getting the players what he needed to get out, and then getting the players that he needed to get in, building that culture with the fans. Everything went quiet with the owners and everything. But now, when you look at how far he's taken us, people are blaming Mikel. We saw his record at the start of this game, how many games he's won, and the managers who have done that above him. And he needed help from upstairs. As simple as that. So I'm delighted that Andrea Berta's coming in now, and he has to come in now because it's summer. He needs to start doing the work so as we could get these players at the start of the summer to get ready to go. We can't wait anymore. You can't let a manager like Mikel maybe say, you know what, your ambition isn't matching mine now. I've done it, I'm going to finish second 3 times, and you still haven't got a striker for me? 3 windows, like 5 windows in 3 years? This question's got to be asked.
100% agree. Mikel's done his job. He's turned this club completely around. All that negativity that was in and around at that time with Arsene leaving and Unai Emery coming in, he's fixed all that. Got rid of the ones he didn't want, created an amazing culture. They're right there. Now you got to back him. He's there. You can't tell me Mikel didn't want a striker in January. Then all of a sudden, you over-rely on Saka and his fitness, and Kai Havertz, who virtually plays every game. They break down. Martinelli breaks down, and then you're left with a 17-year-old who's a brilliant 17-year-old, by the way, and a central midfield player who's playing as a striker. That can't be. You think back to what Arsenal had back in the day up front. Bergkamp, Wrighty, Perez, Overmars, Kanu, Henry. I mean...
Wiltord.
Literally, they had 7, and now you're relying on a really good number 10 in Kai Havertz to do the job for you, and now Mourinho. It just seems, I don't understand why that centre-forward position is almost died out, Righty. It's like there isn't that many options up there.
But then you look at, we're talking about centre-forwards, then you look at someone like Rasmus Højlund. Now, they've paid what they've paid from 63, 70, whatever it is. And if you're going to be paying that money, you are taking a chance. So you look at Højlund, it was 63, whatever it is. You look at Darwin Núñez, he was 80 something, and then you look at Isak, he was 60-something. It's a gamble. And so I don't care what anyone says, whoever you're picking, it's going to be a gamble. So you might as well go in with what you're going to go in for, do your due diligence on that player for how you want to play Arsenal, and just go and get him and make it work, because you can see it can come undone for you, like we're seeing with Højlund at the moment, unfortunately for him, and we've seen with Darwin Núñez. You know, it can go wrong for you, but at the same time, you've got to dip your feet in that water.
OK. I mean, it does take time, but when you're a Man United player, you're not given time, are you? You know that.
No, and I think Christian understands that as well. That's probably why he came out. He's probably one of the best talkers, I think. And I think also Ruben probably relied, I think, on his experience. Casemiro's experience, I thought, did well in there today. Bruno playing in centre mid. I think he looked at those guys, thought, right, let's be solid, let's defend deeper, be solid in the middle of the park. Obviously, with Garnacho on the right-hand side, I thought he was terrific. And then Mazraoui, especially second half. He made some brilliant runs coming inside. So they had a game plan. And you know what? You'd have to say it came off. So credit to the manager and the players. But again, it's not often you see a Man United team that's got 30% possession. But I think it was needs must. And I think the game probably on Thursday might be quite similar. You know, against Sociedad. So that is a great blueprint for that game. They need to win, and if they can win the Europa League, Steve, they save their season. Whether you finish 14th or 15th, the Europa League is Champions League, and then you put yourself in a different position altogether.
Yeah, but that's not as easy as said and done, is it? Winning the Europa League at this moment in time.
Well, they probably have the best squad in there, in the Europa League. So why not? You've got to plant a seed and say this is what we're going to do. We're going to go win the Europa League. We've got the squad to do it. They got more than enough players to go and do it. I think the favourites were Tottenham and Man United, even though they've had really difficult seasons. And the only reason that, Steve, is because of what they got as players. They can produce it. They did it, against Liverpool, didn't they?
Yep.
Went to Arsenal and got something, did it again today. And I think maybe that's a blueprint. Don't try and dominate the games. Play on the counter.
Like a cup team, really.
Yeah, play on the counter. You got the players, defend.
You can get away with winning games like that at Manchester United. Playing so deep, Garnacho the furthest forward, because he was, if we're going to be totally honest, he was a real problem for us. The way he could run them out of problems and get them up the pitch and get them up there, and it was him who got the foul for the free kick. So their game plan in that respect worked, but it works because Arsenal can't be ruthless enough in front of goal to absolutely finish them off.
Is that his best game under Amrin today, Garnacho?
Do you know what? Often we've seen him play on the left, and he's quite effective coming inside, but I actually don't mind him on the right because he has to pass the ball more. Mm-hmm. When he plays on the left, he comes inside and he shoots. And I thought he created a lot for his teammates today. So I'll be honest, I rarely watch him and don't think he's a really, really good player. And I really wouldn't want to see him go, because I think in a way you got to build around him, or the Kobbie Mainus or the Marcus Rashford. I know he's gone, but you should build around these young guys. I know they might need to sell him for financial reasons, but I want to see these guys play there and grow and improve and enjoy the good times that we have, because he's been there and it's been quite difficult. But again, today, he was the shining light. Him and Bruno were the ones pushing that team forward when they needed it.
Yeah, and as you say, Trossard's foul on him created the opportunity just before half-time for the free kick.
Yeah, it was. And again, he was there, for me, the main focal point of what the problems that we were going to get were going to come from him. Trossard there, coming back, but then... he's chasing. He's pushed him in the back. It's a foul. It's a foul, and he's the danger guy. So, and once this happened, you just started to feel, you just started to feel like, oh no, Bruno, he's counting out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, you know what? You look at that there. It just looks far. It looks far, and I'm thinking to myself, as players, yes, you want to get to the 10, but then you want to start creeping, because you look at even the guys, the big guys, and they jump, and it's still the keeper can't get there, simply because, for me, he hasn't got to do a lot to get that over that wall. And the goalkeeper, you can see him coming over to the left, and he can't get there, because, for me, wall's too far back.
But you know what? Sometimes when you get a free kick like that, sometimes, depending where the wall is, sometimes they're too close. As a free kick taker, I put the ball back, even though the ref puts it down.
You give it a yard.
I take it back a little bit, because it just allows you to get the ball over the wall. That looked like there was too much space